because this moment is not going to last forever. And each picture is going to be a classic in 20 years.
Over the past 7 years, I've been shooting and editing documentaries and documentary-style pieces for several media networks and publishers, and I've always used the same editing method. It's very simple, but it's all about prep work and being organized. So ultimately, when you're putting together the final piece, you only have to worry about using the puzzle pieces that you've created. Basically, every bit of B-roll and every bit of soundbite that's worth having will be clean and trimmed in sequences that then you only have to grab, copy, and then paste on your final video sequence, and this will make editing much easier. You basically have to worry about storytelling and not anything else. You'll have all the pieces at your disposal. So here it is. I'm using a piece I recently produced for the New York Post as an example. As you can see, I not only color code my footage, but I also explain what's happened in each clip. I go through every bit of footage, B-roll, and interview, because I firmly believe that you have to be aware of every frame you shot and every soundbite the subject gave you before you even start putting together the piece. So in this case, I'm doing a story on a photographer who's basically an icon in New York City, and he spent 40 years taking pictures with a speed graphic camera. So I wanted to start the story perhaps with a soundbite that would serve as a teaser for the rest of the piece. So for example, I would use this one.
And everybody now with a selfie, with a phone, they're taking selfies of themselves, but they're not taking a real clear picture of themselves. And I could do that.
And if I like that one, all I have to do is then go to the B-roll selects folder. So you can see all of the green marks are for camera shots that I took. So all I would have to do then is just to copy a few of them and then simply put them on top of the soundbite of the guy. This is what it might look like.
Everybody now with a selfie, with a phone, they're taking selfies of themselves, but they're not taking a real clear picture of themselves. And I could do that.
Now, say the client tells you that they want a different quote. Well, all you have to do then is go to your interview selects folder and then see, again, I've marked with green marks, clean sound bites that I would want to use. So I just pick another one.
I love taking pictures of people because it expresses their feelings, their mood, and my understanding of what I'm going to photograph.
Copy and paste it onto the final video sequence.
I love taking pictures of people because it expresses their feelings, their mood.
So that's it. It's all about being very organized with your footage. And again, you'll spend more time prepping the footage than actually editing. In this case, it took me 3 days to prep all the footage, getting the interview selects folder, the B-roll selects folder, before I actually started editing. The actual editing of this piece took me only 3 to 4 hours. Of course, audio levels and selecting the right music will add to your post-production time, but my point is, if you have all the puzzle pieces trimmed up and clean in separate sequences, then it's only a matter of just grabbing and pasting and then giving it molding the story, and that's all about using your storytelling skills. Plus, if they ask you to change a quote or a sequence, it should take you only a few minutes to deliver a second cut. By the way, I do have Premiere and I use it sometimes, but I'm stubborn and I've stuck with Final Cut Pro 7 for my own reasons.